Spawning in the left position, reputed to be, for a long time, the greatest Zerg player in the world. Can he defend that title here today? It is LGIM's NesTea.
And spawning to the right-hand side here as our red Zerg. He goes by the name of MVP DongRaeGu.
And huge shout out to our observer, Funke. It might just be funky. And I'm throwing in an unnecessarily large amount of French. Funky, funka. Excellent. See? Look at the coordination. It works fine. Merci beaucoup, etc. And of course, if you want real French, tune to the French stream. Ooh, a 9 pool! Straight up. Then a 10 pool from NesTea.
Oh, well, we know who gets the better end of this engagement. NesTea here.
Oh my god, he's up a drone.
Oh, it's amazing.
He's the world champion.
He's done. I take back everything I said, Sean. I take back everything.
Now, is he going to keep this? This could be an absolutely fascinating opening. No, the double extractor trick. Or the, oh, okay, so he's building one extractor, and then he's extractor tricking, so he can be at 11 of 10 and transition into very, very fast speed. Startail Life, one of the few Zerg players to emphasize speed almost above anything else, and it's rubbing off on a lot of other Zerg players. And it looks like NesTea is going to go for as quick a Zergling speed as possible to exploit any kind of greediness at a DongRaeGu.
Yeah, and this can be extremely, extremely punishing depending on whether or not we do see the proper defenses set up against it. NesTea here, though, sending his Zerglings along whilst we have DongRaeGu sending his Zerglings on the way. So both players are going to see one another, and thankfully for both players, it kind of evens out as long as they're able to really sniff out what's going on from either one. Thankfully, he does already see those Zerglings going there. And DongRaeGu should see exactly the same.
Oh,
hello.
Yes, what a brilliant play from NesTea. So NesTea's saying, all right, if you went for a 9 pool or a 10 pool, I'm just going to hide my links. Then I'm going to get the lead on Zergling speed. Oh, and he spots it. He's going to get the lead on Zergling speed, and then he's going to go for the killing blow. Here's NesTea showing some excellent micro. Look at that, already driving back DongRaeGu, and there's the Zergling speed starting.
Not too badly done, and he does have the reinforcement advantage as well in terms of distance here, so speed is now on the way. And how is DongRaeGu actually going to react here?
Well, look at this, a delayed queen from NesTea. He's actually favoring speed over early production.
That's true. We'll see how he wants to continue. Zergling's going to poke up, trying to do a little bit of damage, but that queen provides ample reinforcement here for DongRaeGu, NesTea even, to really deal with that.
Yeah.
And from this point on, I mean, DongRaeGu, he has to kind of consolidate little losses and just, I guess he's just going to go back into droning, be fine from there, and probably go for an expansion at some point.
Now, NesTea doing the smart thing. I have Ling speed. I'm going to get an earlier expansion. I'm going to do all them counterattackings. But the real question is, did DongRaeGu see if there was the gas geyser down in NesTea's main? If DongRaeGu did see the gas geyser in NesTea's main base, then that means that he'll be able to properly predict the appropriate defense. We already see DongRaeGu. Oh, he did, so he knows that speed is done. So we see DongRaeGu preparing to expand and overbuilding queens as well.
Yeah, just going to chase these lings away for now here. DongRaeGu just getting that expansion up and running. Meanwhile, a few more lings are on the way for NesTea once again, actually. Just going for a much more aggression here. DongRaeGu needs to prepare himself well with this. He needs, well, I mean, either he needs the Baneling Nest very, very soon, or he's going to be in a bit of trouble if he doesn't have that. And he needs also, obviously, the queens at the front is so important here. And there's the Baneling Nest.
Baneling Nest going down. NesTea doesn't have to go for the Baneling Nest early because he built speed first. So he's pooling up all them lings and going for the huge attack in the unit counting station. We get a sense of what the drone count is for NesTea. He is halted at 16. He is done building drones. No macro for now. It's time for the macro master to just try to kill his opponent fast with a bunch of lings.
Why not? Why not? Even adding on the Baneling Nest as well. Mine just a little bit of gas. How much will he actually need to go for in terms of going for the offense? But still, building up this amount of lings, all he has to do is penetrate the defenses in terms of the queens. Oh. And they have been seen now. They're going to march across the map, but DongRaeGu needs to set up rapidly.
Oh my god! Oh my god, he's going to lose the queen! No, that's so bad, and DongRaeGu loses the queen and doesn't even get a kill.
That was one of the big things here. He needed that queen to keep it on the ramp, to try and keep himself stable. There are two banelings actually morphing in as well, but the Zerglings are just going to go straight for the expansion. One more queen trying to hold strong. The banelings are going to finish up.
Oh my gosh, that hatch is going to fall. The hatch's health getting increasingly close to 0. It's at 20%, and see you later, Expo. NesTea is conquering the early game.
Very, very nicely played here, considering the openings. DRG a little bit behind at this point. NesTea with a fantastic play, but interestingly enough, still 22 workers to 22 workers. Just now, NesTea has a fantastic lava advantage.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a great point. It's the larva advantage that NesTea has, not the economic advantage, because if that drone count is sufficiently low, no one's really getting an additional mining edge. In fact, looking at their income, you can see that they're about the same, even though DRG is just getting a little teensy bit behind on that mineral count. But of course, NesTea is not going to let anything slide, shoves his way right into the expansion, and DongRaeGu is not pulling back. DongRaeGu is shoving straight into the front. Oh my gosh. Does NesTea have anything?
Oh, he has the two queens, but they're not on the ramp quickly enough to actually block it off
18
fully.
Lings about to pop. Not enough for that extra transfuse. Banelings getting produced. NesTea continues to maintain a stranglehold in this game.
Zerglings trying to push him back here, but those banelings are on the way. DRG trying to put on the pressure relentlessly here with those banelings. They're going to be saving grace of NesTea.
Oh, no!
Two queens!
Oh! An absolute cancel out of that baneling aggression. Tons of lings pop up in the main base. DongRaeGu has managed to do some damage. Looking at the unit, or the workers lost, 8 workers have been killed off by DongRaeGu. NesTea still has that slight supply lead.
27 workers right now to 21. With DRG in the favor here, as the queens are still being produced for NesTea, but still, we have the spine crawler on the way as well for DRG, but this is going to probably equal out eventually. NesTea has to put on some pressure here, and DRG actually has to produce a little bit of defense to actually deal with 25 Zerglings, so he has to commit a lot of lava to that defense.
Oh my gosh, a brilliant move from NesTea. If he's up on lings but down on drones, he's going to start shoving a ton of banelings down his opponent's throat. And can DongRaeGu get the key burst? What? No! Banelings morphing in, do not have that light armor type. Here comes the huge torrent of banelings trying to roll right on in, and NesTea doesn't really get a great set of connections.
No, not at all there with only, well, he tries to even up those worker lost, and for now, NesTea actually did drone up profusely behind that, so getting himself the advantage of 32 workers to the 26 here. Layers on the way as well, and this on Abyssal City is where it starts to get interesting. Does someone commit fully to Spire, or does someone both just go straight into that Roach Infestor?
You know, this reminds me a lot of riding the metro yesterday in Paris, that we went for about 15-20 minutes down the metro, and there was some accident, and the line was shut down. So we had to go right back to the start and just take another line. And this is basically this Zerg vs. Zerg story. If you look at the units killed tab, there's been almost 200 units killed already in this game. And basically both players are going for a very swift Mutalisk play. It is as though no attacking happened, and they're going for the 6-minute layer. I mean, nothing is really that different from a pretty typical zero-attack fast-tech game.
Yeah, it looks like we have missile attacks on the way here with the Roach Warrens as well, so both players just bolstering up their defenses, getting themselves transitioning nicely on into that mid-game. And for now, just drone counts, what are we looking at? We're looking at 44 here to 43, just slightly in favor of DongRaeGu, but not by too much here at this point. As you said, it's kind of just reset into the mid-game, and from this point on, you know, Abyssal City is a pretty good map for that. Lots of players can take a lot of advantages.
Wow, nice little pickup there by NesTea. Banelings lose utility as the game goes on, so just maximizing that utility as quick as possible. DongRaeGu does the first deviation of the game, going for the... Never mind. They're both going Infestation Pit. They're both going Fast +1. They're both going for Zergling Speed. It is as mirrored as a mirror game can be, and DongRaeGu sees everything going on in Camp NesTea. NesTea sees everything going on in Camp DongRaeGu. It's almost turned into a game of chess where there's no fog of war.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much the third exactly the same time as well. Both of them just completely mirroring one another right now. And this has the potential to go on for the long haul, because neither player is going to really want to go for some crazy timing, unless, of course, we have NesTea actually producing 13 roaches this quickly, and he could technically try and use this for aggression, but I think it's more just going to be trying to defend across the second to third base because it's so wide open.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the defense certainly going to be the emphasis for both players just from the blunt look at their strategy. A couple Zerglings going to try to poke up. Everything that is the greatest enemy of the Zergling is right there. And we see NesTea making a couple of steps forward, but I mean, it's so key at a time like this not to try to force something to happen, but merely to wait for an opportunity to present itself. And for instance, DongRaeGu doesn't try to force his way to this expansion. He just wanders around until he sees, wait a minute, my opponent is actually making a potential mistake. NesTea does have the lead in that speed upgrade, but as he moves in, I mean, DongRaeGu needs to only defend this attack, and then DongRaeGu should be in good shape.
Yeah, NesTea, meanwhile, he needs to do some damage here after his third was cancelled. He pushes forward, tried to kill a few roaches, gets the queen. Fungal locks all those roaches down, though, as well. Does DRG have the reinforcement roaches to actually deal with this, along with the lings and fungals? Demolishes those roaches. Really nice by DRG.
An excellent, excellent play there by DongRaeGu. NesTea is going to be in atrocious shape. He must cut sharply to the top right, eliminate that third base. Otherwise, he is just playing straight from behind and nothing else. And, oh, the fungal to end all fungals.
Ooh, and he's just going to keep pursuing as well, but manages to run away for now, as there were no more fungals to actually continue locking him down. NesTea forgoes his pathogen glands and his infestors for a long time to try and go for that push that just did nothing at all. And, you know, DRG accepts that he gets the advantages, and from now, third's up and running.
You know, what we just saw there is the perfect example of you don't need to force something to happen. All you have to do is wait for an opportunity. DongRaeGu had that pack of lings, never going to do guaranteed damage. He's going to look around, see if an opening happens, and then boom! NesTea opted to do this counterattack. DongRaeGu, the opportunity presented itself, he could kill off the third. NesTea, on the other hand, was saying, I hope this roach attack works. I hope my opponent will be caught off guard and made too many drones. And of course, DongRaeGu got the solid defense and is now way ahead on the gas. At that third base of DongRaeGu, we see just so much gas has been mined. Almost 700 gas per minute. I mean, that's like 5 infestors a minute, let's be honest. All Zergs think of it that way.
Well, I certainly do when I'm playing Zerg, but this is something that a lot of Zergs have been doing as of late as well. Just clearing up the overlords with like 1 or 2 infested Terrans is so powerful at this point. If you can seize an advantage like DRG did with NesTea actually pushing out to the middle. Where's he going? Where's he going?
He needs to be so careful. If he loses all those infestors, then see you later, DRG advantage. But right now, 151 oftentimes larger than 128. Therefore, DRG is in the lead. NesTea has to force something to happen. He has to do it, even though that is strategically risky. That is the position he has put himself in. DongRaeGu just waited for that opportunity to present itself. That's what happens once you have the lead. Your opponent is just going to make more and more and more mistakes because he has to take risks to get ahead if you have a defense as strong as DRG's.
There's a few roaches of NesTea, I believe, actually moving into the main of DRG as well.
Yeah, there's a bunch of infestors in the main. Infested Terrans at the natural. Infested Terrans in the main base.
Just everywhere.
Picking off as much as possible. This is what DRG needs. We see a couple of infested Terrans, and look at this. There's even an infestor up at the top left of the third base. I mean, this is a solid attack, and NesTea, though, still is stuck on 2 base.
Well, this actually drew DRG back, so NesTea for now has bought himself a little bit of time. He lost his third base, which is actually, you know, crippling, but he's still doing quite a bit of economical damage himself here. He's killed off 20 workers to his opponent's 16, and we're currently at 42 workers to 54 of DRG. DRG is still massively in the lead, especially if you consider army size and how much NesTea needs to buy himself even more time than this to actually recuperate his losses and get his bases back up and running.
Yeah, and also NesTea is essentially at 144 supply, not 154, because those 5 infestors are almost guaranteed to die and have no contribution to the battle. DRG doing the smart thing, building Hydralisks. Even if his own infestors are low on energy, he has that extra range boost of the Hydras to work very well with that roach-based composition. NesTea going, no, I'm not here, no.
Oh.
Red light, stop that harassment, says DRG in the fashion of a childhood game.
Got some infested Terrans down for his troubles, bless him, but off the back of that right now, I mean, NesTea knows how big his opponent's army is. He's just trying somehow, some way to really deal with that. That being said, though, you know, we have a lot of roaches out as well for NesTea. He has 49, but it's that Hydra count of DongRaeGu right now that's really going to be the difference maker.
Yeah.
So much DPS with that +2 weapons.
DongRaeGu, I think, is playing this off perfectly. Most players, when they get harassed, fall behind a little bit. Once they hit maxed, there's this feeling of, well, there's nothing left to build. I may as well attack because I probably have more dudes. Very easy way to toss away a lead. DongRaeGu is kind of advancing, seeing if there's an opportunity there, but in the meantime, taking a hive, taking a fourth. Great play right now from DongRaeGu. Solid defense. Look, just waltzing up and doing what you were saying earlier, killing overlords, making sure NesTea's supply is perma-red.
Yeah. And I never ended up finishing that either, but it's like once you season advantages as a player in DBZ, like the one that I hold the phone.
There's the huge push. Tons of infested Terrans from DongRaeGu. Clearly superior on the infestor count, and now the infestors of NesTea are stepping into the fray. But those Hydras at the back are dealing so much damage. DongRaeGu has barely dropped below max, still staying at 199 supply, and NesTea, GG.
Wows. Well, I mean, one of the great things about